At 9:10, Alex opens his laptop to send one simple email. It should take 5 minutes, yet his hand pauses above the keyboard, as if the first click carries more weight than the task itself. The email needs only 3 sentences in one attachment. Alex already knows the message, knows the recipient, and has the file ready, but the draft remains open because knowing the steps has not produced movement. By 9:48, Alex has rewritten the subject line 6 times. Each version feels slightly wrong, so he keeps polishing the safest part of the task while avoiding the uncomfortable moment of actually sending it. This is the strange gap between knowing and starting. Alex is not lazy, confused, or incapable. His brain simply treats beginning as a separate job, one that demands certainty before action. People often say, just start, as if motivation were a button you could press. But if starting were that simple, unfinished applications, silent inboxes, and untouched projects would not keep following us from day to day. Most tasks do not arrive as clean buttons. They arrive as clouds. Prepare the presentation, fix your health, find a better job, or have a difficult conversation. The goal is visible, but the first movement is not. Inside one simple task are dozens of hidden decisions. Where should I begin? What if I choose badly? How good must the result be? Every unanswered question adds friction before any real work begins. That friction usually has 3 forms. The next action is unclear, someone else's judgment is imagined, or the entire finish line appears at once. Any one of these can make a small beginning feel dangerously large. So we do things that feel productive without touching the task. We research, organize folders, rewrite plans, watch tutorials, and wait for confidence. Preparation becomes a comfortable room where failure cannot enter, but progress cannot either. Planning is useful when it changes the next physical action. If a plan only creates more options, more notes, and more decisions, it is not reducing friction. It is simply giving avoidance a professional appearance. Stop asking, how do I finish this? That question forces your mind to simulate the whole journey. Ask instead, what is the smallest action I can see myself doing in the next 60 seconds? Work on the presentation is too vague to begin. Open the slide deck and write, one ugly headline is visible. You can picture the click, the blank slide, and the rough words appearing on the screen. Get healthier is also too large. Put on your shoes and walk to the end of the street is specific. It does not solve your health, but it converts an abstract identity into a physical beginning. A useful first action has 3 qualities. It is physical, specific, and small enough to complete within 2 minutes. Not because the whole task is easy, but because movement needs less negotiation than intention. The purpose of a tiny step is not to trick yourself into finishing everything. It is to end the internal debate before movement begins. Once your body starts, the task becomes real instead of imagined. Next, attach the action to a trigger using an if-then plan. If this ordinary moment happens, then I perform this tiny action. The trigger removes the need to decide again when your energy is low. For example, when I sit at my desk at 7, I will write 1 sentence before opening another tab. Notice that the plan names a cue, a place, and a visible behavior, not a hopeful mood. This kind of plan builds a bridge from cue to action. Instead of asking yourself whether you feel ready, the environment gives the instruction. The clock, chair, or finished meal becomes a reliable starting signal. Now define a stop point. Work for 5 minutes, and then you are genuinely allowed to stop. A clear exit makes the beginning feel safer because your brain no longer hears, once we start, we must finish everything. Alex changes send the email into 2 smaller actions. Open the draft and attach the file. Neither action requires confidence or perfect wording. They only require contact with the task that has been avoided. Then he writes a deliberately imperfect first sentence. A bad sentence can be improved, shortened, or replaced. An empty page offers nothing to edit, so imperfect material is more useful than perfect intention. For exercise, the first step might be changing into workout clothes. You do not promise an hour at the gym. You simply reduce the distance between your current state and the behavior you want. For studying, open the book and copy one question onto paper. Do not demand understanding yet. The first job is to make contact with the material. Curiosity often appears only after attention has somewhere to land. For a difficult conversation, write one sentence describing the outcome you want. Perhaps you want clarity, a boundary, or a decision. That sentence becomes a bridge between anxious thoughts and the first honest words. None of this means the mountain is small. The project may still be difficult, uncertain, or emotionally uncomfortable. We are simply choosing to look at the first foothold instead of demanding a view of every step. Trap 1 is making the small step secretly large. Open the document becomes outline every section, check every source, and write a perfect introduction. When the checklist expands, shrink the step again. Trap 2 is preparing forever. More tutorials, better tools, and prettier notes can feel responsible, but preparation is not progress when the central task remains untouched. Ask whether your activity creates contact or merely comfort. Try a 24-hour experiment. Name the finish line, choose one visible action, attach it to a trigger, and set a stop point. You are testing a system, not proving your discipline or changing your personality. Here is one complete example. After lunch, open the proposal, write one rough heading, and work for 3 minutes. The cue is lunch, the visible action is the heading, and the stop point is 3 minutes. Success is keeping the appointment with the first step. Finishing the proposal would be helpful, but it is not today's measurement. The measurement is whether you appeared at the chosen cue and began the promised action. Action gives information that thinking cannot provide. After 3 minutes, you may discover the next sentence, the real obstacle, or the help you need. Even stopping teaches you more than another hour of prediction. Clarity often arrives after movement, not before it. Choose one task you have been avoiding, reduce it to one visible step, and give that step a time and a stopping point. Then begin small and let action reveal the path.